Keep listening to English every single day helps improve your understanding and speaking naturally. It trains your ears to recognize words, sounds, and phrases. Daily practice builds confidence, vocabulary, and fluency. Stay patient and consistent. The more you listen, the more confident you'll become in speaking and understanding English fluently. I am not too hard on myself. In the past, I used to be very hard on myself. Whenever I made a mistake, I would think about it again and again. I would tell myself, "Why did you do that? You should have done better." I thought this would help me improve, but instead, it made me feel stressed. I learned that being too hard on myself did not make me grow faster. It only made me tired and unhappy. One day, I decided to change. I told myself, I will not be too hard on myself anymore. I will treat myself like I treat a good friend. If my friend makes a mistake, I don't shout at them. I tell them, it's okay, you can try again. So I will do the same for myself. When I make a small mistake now, I pause and take a deep breath. I say, it's fine. Everyone makes mistakes. Then I think about what I can do better next time. I focus on the solution, not just the problem. I also learn to accept that I am human. Being human means I am not perfect. Sometimes I forget things. Sometimes I am late. Sometimes I say the wrong word. But that is normal. No one is perfect. Even the people I admire make mistakes. This thought helps me feel calmer. Now, I practice kindness toward myself. I talk to myself in a gentle voice. For example, instead of saying, I am so stupid, I say, I didn't know that before, but now I do. This small change in my words makes a big change in my heart. I feel lighter and more positive. I also take time to rest. Before, I used to think resting was lazy. I would push myself to keep working even when I was tired. But I learned that rest is important. Rest gives my mind and body energy. When I am rested, I can do better work. So now, I allow myself to take breaks without feeling guilty. Another way I am not too hard on myself is by celebrating small wins. Before, I only celebrated big successes like getting a new job or passing a big exam. But now I also celebrate small things like finishing a book, cooking a nice meal, or waking up early. These small wins make me feel proud and keep me motivated. I also remember that life is a journey. I don't have to reach every goal right away. I can take small steps. If I move slowly, it's still progress. For example, if I want to learn a new language, I don't need to be fluent in 1 month. I can learn a few new words each day. With time, I will improve. Sometimes I still feel upset when things go wrong. But instead of blaming myself, I try to learn from the experience. I ask, what can this teach me? This way, mistakes become lessons, not punishments. I also practice gratitude. Every day, I think about 3 things I am thankful for. It could be simple things like having a good meal, talking to a friend, or feeling the sunshine. Gratitude reminds me that even if I am not perfect, my life has many good things. I try not to compare myself to others. Before, I would see someone doing better than me and feel bad. But I remind myself that everyone has their own path. Just because someone is ahead in one area does not mean I am behind in life. I have my own strengths, and they have theirs. I also forgive myself for past mistakes. I know I cannot change the past, but I can choose how I think about it. I tell myself, I did the best I could with what I knew at that time. This helps me let go of old guilt and move forward. When I face a big challenge, I encourage myself. I say, you can handle this. Even if I fail, I know I tried, and that is enough. I remind myself that I am growing every day. Being kind to myself does not mean I stop trying to improve. It means I improve in a healthy way. I still set goals, but I reach them with patience, not pressure. I still work hard, but I also rest when I need to. I still expect good things from myself, but I do not punish myself when things go wrong. Now, I feel happier and more peaceful. I smile more. I have more energy. I can focus better on my work. And when I treat myself kindly, I also treat others more kindly. My relationships have improved because I am less stressed and more patient. I know there will still be hard days. I know I will still make mistakes. But I also know I have the strength to face them without being too hard on myself. I will keep practicing self-kindness every day. I am learning to be my own best friend. I give myself understanding, forgiveness, and encouragement. I know that when I take care of my heart and mind, I can do better in every part of my life. So I repeat this to myself. I am doing my best and my best is enough. After I decided to not be too hard on myself, I noticed many small changes in my daily life. These changes may look simple, but they make a big difference in how I feel. One example is when I make a mistake at work or school. Before, I would think about it all day and feel bad. I would tell myself, you should have been more careful. You should have done it perfectly. But now I take a different approach. When I make a mistake, I say, okay, I see what went wrong. Next time, I will do it differently. Then I move on. I don't let the mistake stay in my mind for too long. Another example is when I cannot finish something on time. Sometimes I plan too many tasks in one day. Before, I would be angry at myself for not doing everything. But now, I remind myself that I am not a machine. I am human. I can only do so much in one day. If something is not finished today, I can do it tomorrow. This simple thought helps me feel calm instead of stressed. I also changed how I talk to myself. Self-talk is very powerful. Before, my self-talk was negative. I would think, I'm so bad at this, or I will never be good enough. Now, I use kind self-talk. I tell myself, I am learning, I am improving, I can do this. These kind words make me feel stronger and more confident. Sometimes I try something new, and it doesn't work out. For example, I once tried a new recipe, but the food did not taste good. Before, I would say, I am such a bad cook. Now I say, well, it didn't work this time, but now I know what to change for next time. This way, I see mistakes as part of the learning process. I also practice patience with myself. When I am learning something, I know it takes time to get better. For example, when I learn a new language, I don't expect to be perfect right away. I celebrate small progress like understanding a new word or making a sentence. This makes learning fun instead of stressful. Rest is another important part of being kind to myself. Sometimes I feel tired in the middle of the day. Before, I would force myself to keep working. But now, I take a short break. I drink water, stretch, or close my eyes for a few minutes. After resting, I can focus better. I learned that rest is not laziness, it is part of taking care of myself. I also try not to say yes to everything. Before, I would agree to help everyone, even when I was already busy. I didn't want to disappoint anyone, but this made me exhausted. Now, I say no sometimes. I understand that I cannot do everything for everyone. Saying no protects my time and energy, and it helps me stay healthy. When something bad happens, I also avoid blaming myself too much. For example, if an event gets canceled because of bad weather, I don't think, I should have planned better. I know it is not my fault. Some things are outside my control, and that's okay. I focus on what I can control instead. I also learned to forgive myself for the past. There were times when I made poor choices or hurt someone without meaning to. Before, I would replay those moments in my head and feel guilty. But I realized I cannot change what has already happened. I can only learn from it and try to be better in the future. So I tell myself, I forgive you. You did the best you could at that time. This helps me let go of old pain. Comparing myself to others used to be another problem. I would see someone who has more money, a better job, or more skills, and I would feel small. Now, I remember that everyone has their own story. They have struggles I cannot see. My life is not their life. My only job is to be the best version of myself, not a copy of someone else. I also reward myself for effort, not just results. For example, if I exercise 3 times a week, I feel proud even if I don't see big changes in my body yet. If I study for an hour, I feel good even if I still make mistakes. Trying is a victory in itself. When I feel overwhelmed, I break big tasks into small steps. For example, if I need to clean my whole house, I start with just one room. After that, I take a break and then do another room. This makes the work feel lighter. And if I cannot finish it all today, I don't feel bad. I know I can continue tomorrow. I also allow myself to enjoy life without feeling guilty. If I want to eat cake, I eat it. If I want to watch a funny movie, I do it. Enjoying life is not a waste of time, it is part of being happy. Another thing I do is keep a journal. Every night, I write down good things that happened that day, things I learned, and moments I felt proud. This helps me see my progress and reminds me of my strengths. Of course, I still have days when I feel down or disappointed in myself. On those days, I remember that emotions come and go. I allow myself to rest and try again tomorrow. I remind myself, one bad day does not mean a bad life. I have learned that self-kindness makes me stronger, not weaker. When I am gentle with myself, I have more energy to face challenges. I can focus better, solve problems more clearly, and enjoy my life more. Now, my new rule is simple. Speak to myself with kindness. Forgive myself for mistakes. Celebrate my progress. Rest when I need to. Focus on what I can control. I am proud that I am learning to be my own supporter instead of my own enemy. I know I will continue to grow, and I will do it with patience, kindness, and hope. So I end each day with these words: I am doing my best, and that is enough.